Dear friends, I would like to welcome you all in the playlist of competitive examination. In this session, I am going to discuss most important previous year questions related to microcontrollers, mobile technology, then UPS and inverters. These are the discussion which I want to do today. As you know that these topics are just like a sea. However, I'm going to discuss a very small part of this topic. So before moving on to the session, I request everyone to go through the following topics that will be helpful for understanding the upcoming questions and you can able to answer very clearly. So regarding the microcontroller, so you should understand what is a microcontroller. Definition you have to understand microcontroller. Microcontroller is basically a low cost microcomputer. The major components you are to familiar regarding the microcontroller. You should understand what is the central processing unit of music. Also, you should understand the memory, RAM, ROM, like that EPROM, EPROM. You can call it as EPROM. Then input-output ports, I/O ports. Similarly, serial ports. Serial ports. Also the timer, importance of timer. Then you are supposed to go through ADC and digital to analog converter, analog to digital converter and digital to analog converters. Some microcontrollers having input ADC, that point you have to remember. If not, you can able to add, it is possible to add external ADC also. Then you have to understand different types of microcontroller. For example, 8-bit music, 8-bit microcontroller. What are the examples of 8-bit microcontrollers? You can write 8031, then 8051, etc. are the popular 8-bit microcontrollers. If you want to go for better operation, you can select 16-bit microcontroller, 16-bit. You can give some examples such as 8096. Okay, these are the few points you have to remember. So collect the information. Okay, at least brush up those information. Definitely, those information will help you to solve the upcoming numerical example. Moving further, you should understand about mobile technologies, the various type of mobile technologies. So let me write mobile technologies. You should have a brief idea. There are two major technologies such as GSM and CDMA. GSM stands for Global System for Mobile, where CDMA is nothing but code division multiple access. So that is elaboration. Then you need to understand GSM is quite popular. It's available throughout the world, but the CDMA that is following at a certain territory or certain countries. And regarding the speed of operation, CDMA is faster than GSM. So there are different technologies. In case of GSM, the main technologies are time division multiple access. It is also known as TDMA. TDMA. Also, the frequency FDMA is also suitable. FDMA, frequency division multiple access. So you have to bifurcate GSM and CDMA. Okay. So this point you are supposed to remember. Next, I would like to point out UPS. What do you mean by UPS? Uninterrupted power supply. So it is one of the backup unit. So what is UPS and inverter? Is there any difference? So UPS is nothing but uninterrupted power supply. So it comprises of battery charger, battery charger plus inverter, plus there is a changeover switch. So this is regarding your uninterrupted power supply. That changeover switching time will be in terms of milliseconds. Normally it will be 3 to 8 milliseconds. You must have experienced. Suppose you are using UPS and you are depending on the utility also. When the power is not available, UPS will be activated and vice versa. And if the utility power is available, obviously the changeover switch will be activated. Okay. Inverter is nothing but it's a power electronic device which converts DC supply to AC supply. Okay. So there are different varieties of inverter. So try to brush up those information. Hope you got an overview about the topics which I am going to cover up based on the following questions. Now I request everyone to go through the previous year questions. So let me scroll down the question once again. One by one I am going to scroll down. Have a look on this. Note down the right answer from your perspectives, from your point of view, in a bit of paper, so that it will be helpful for a self-evaluation. Let's go for a self-evaluation. That will help you for the preparation also. Kindly go through that. If necessary, please pause this video and write down the appropriate answer. I hope all the questions are clear to everyone. The only 10 questions I have included. Remaining questions will be included in the coming video. So kindly go through and don't forget to subscribe this channel for the similar kind of videos. Let's have a brief discussion of individual questions. Moving further, please read the question. The 1-bit register provided in microcontrollers to store the result of certain program instructions are called. What is the right answer? Only a 1-bit register. Remember this point. So it helps to store the result of a certain program. Definitely, please go for it's a flag register. Okay, so please click on option D. Option D is the right answer. Second question. Kindly go through the second question. See, dash cells in GSM or CDMA. I already discussed in brief about those techniques. Mobile networks are used in a thickly populated area. Microcells, macrocells, selective cells, umbrella cells. So the right answer, it is microcells. That is suitable for especially cities where population density is very much high. This is also another question which is repeated in the the year of 2060. So please read the question. Which microcontrollers are used for designing medium scale embedded system? We are familiar with 8-bit microcontrollers, 16-bit, etc. Okay, so which is the right option? Usually for this kind of medium embedded system, it is better to go for in the range of 16-bit to 32-bit. That is required at least for the medium scale application. Moving further, internal RAM in 8051 microcontroller has capacity of dash bytes. This is a very important question. Obviously, for 80, you have to study in detail about 8051 music. So the right answer is 128 bytes. So please select. You need to know what is bit, what is byte, all those things. Please refresh the information. Let us have further discussion. The 8-bit microcontroller has, which is the right answer? Please read the question carefully. See, the 8-bit microcontroller has data bus of 8-bit. So the second option is most appropriate. Kindly select the second option. Question number 6. When transistors are used in digital circuits, they usually operate in dash region. We must have familiar a different type of operating region: active region, saturation region, cutoff region. You must have studied the BJT characteristics, etc. See, digital circuit means definitely you can talk about it's a logic circuits, high and low, 1 0. See, such cases you can have a guess on this. It will be digital circuit will be usually operate at saturation region and the cutoff region. That means in between active region. There is a cutoff region. So next will be active region, then saturation region. See, 0 represent cutoff region, 0. Logic 0. Logic 1 represent saturation region. You can have a guess. Okay, many questions. You can have a guess and go for the particular answers. Because time is one of the constraints in the competitive examination, right? Yeah. Let's have a brief discussion on question number 7. Dash statement or statements, is or are. That means you should have a logic. Yeah. It may be answer may be single sentence. It may be multiple that you have to identify. So dash statement or statements are or is correct. Electricity always travels to ground. Is it correct? Electricity tries to travel to the ground. Electricity takes the path of least resistance. This is absolutely correct only. Electricity travels in the complete circuit, obviously. It will start from phase and to neutral, or if it is DC, start from positive and terminate to negative. So I can absolutely agree C and D. Now the question, which is the right answer? You have to filter out from A and B. Electricity always travels to the ground. Electricity tries to travel to the ground. This is somewhat okay, right? But what about answer A? Electricity always travels to the ground. Can you agree with this? Never. We cannot agree. Correct, no? So what is the answer? Answer is option A. Likewise, you have to interpret the answers. So I have started from the options and finally reached to the answer. Correct, no? Right. Some cases you have to start from the options itself. Capacity of memory units is dash. Identify the right answer. See, the right answer is C, option C, the number of bytes stored. Say number of bytes stored. Correct, no? So bytes, that is basically it's a basic unit of memory. Correct, no? One of the basic unit. 8051 microcontroller is of dash pin package and a processor. See, 8051 microcontroller is, how many pins are there? Obviously 40 pins. So B and C will be right answer only. From this, which is the best answer? Dash pin package and dash processor. Obviously 8-bit processor. Don't get confused about byte and bit. So the right answer you are supposed to choose is option C. I think it's clear to everyone. The data transmission in 4G, fourth generation network, 4G network telecom is, which is the right answer? 100 Mbps to 1 Gbps, 2 Mbps. There are different options. The right answer is go for second option. 100 Mbps and in between 1 Gbps, gigabyte per second, 100 megabyte per seconds to 1 gigabyte per seconds. So these are the important questions. Similar kind of questions can be expected for the various type of question paper in future also. Likewise, you start preparing from the different type of object or options itself. You have to read some answers, some tactic you have to apply to crack the competitive examination. So practice frequently. Obviously, you can reach your destination. So time being, I'll be concluding the session. Let's discuss some other session in future. Finally, thank you for listening this video. Let me conclude. Thanks again.